It's Andre from the High Performance Academy, and I'm here with Robbie from AIM to talk about their brand new dash loggers and displays. Now, AIM are already well known for their displays. Their product here at PRI is all brand new. It's so new it's not even on their website yet. The first product, Robbie, that caught my eye was this amazing MXG display, which is obviously full colour as well. Can you talk me through the product and tell me what's new with it?
Well, the color display is a full 120 lumens, and the size of it is absolutely stunning. When you put this in the car, it will be the attention grabber. With the system, we're able to download and record information just like we've always done, but we've also added a few new flares to it, built-in Wi-Fi, so that we'll be able to download without a download cable or change configurations while having coffee in the morning. So just a few things that we're able to add to our current Sterling record in data acquisition.
That Wi-Fi download, that sounds like a really great function. That seems quite unique as well. I haven't seen it on the market with anyone else. Is that new just to you?
I believe it is. We're not the first ones to try it. I think we're the first ones to actually implement the Wi-Fi capabilities. It's going to allow us to either send configuration changes or just a simple driver change and he wants to look at different information, can all be done while they're setting up. There's no need to have another person in the way with the system.
I mean, from a tuner's perspective, I hate cables, so anything that can get away from cables, I'm a big fan of. Talk us through the warning lights and everything else that you can set up on this MXG display.
Well, we employ RGB LEDs now for our shift lights as well as our alarm LEDs. So with that, we can write larger logic statements for each one of those lights. If we want an alarm light to be blue until we warm up the car, and just know that it's not going to go 100% throttle until this light goes off. Before, we used to have to write a light just for that. Now it can be blue until it warms up. It can be off for normal operating temperature, and then as it goes into a higher temperature rating, it can go yellow and then phase into a red. And it's going to allow you to control one alarm light for a larger logic statement. So if you wanted to turn on fans at a specific temperature, it can be yellow just to let you know that it's time to turn the fans on. But if that same event happens when it hits 230 degrees, we now have to get off the track. It'll be red at that point. So it gives you more freedom with each alarm LED.
In terms of logging with the MXG, what's available there?
Well, we're going to use the systems, we're going to ship the systems with one main harness. The main harness is the Motosport connector that we employ in all of our new systems. And it'll have 4 analog inputs, 2 CAN buses, 1 proprietary that we use for extending onto all of our products that we add to it, channel expansions or Lambda controllers or SmartyCam video systems. But the secondary harness will have a 3rd CAN bus that allows us to really tinker with how we're going to be setting up data. If you have a custom project that you're using and it simulates a CAN output, you can now record that data. You can now display that information, and it'll be part of your data acquisition. Now, if you have a rigid template and you want to go to an Adaptronic or an AEM system, we've already done the work on those systems. So we can tell you, we'll give you 47 ECU channels. This is what we know we can do. It's on every single ECU. So with the 3 CAN buses, there's a lot more flexibility and a lot more expandability.
So if someone wanted to do the work, they could actually write their own CAN template to talk to a factory ECU or ABS computer or something like that?
Exactly. So instead of choosing between an ABS control module or an ECU, we can now do both. You can either use our templates that we've already gone through and designed, or you can user define your own templates for something that we might never thought of.
Now, price point on this dash, it looks like a really high-end dash, although I understand it is still really affordable. What are we sort of looking at for one of these?
The MXG is going to retail for $2,600, and we're going to be including the GPS module with it.
So with that GPS module, we're doing track mapping, track timing, things like that?
Absolutely. Track mapping, we'll do lap timing, start-finish line coordinates, as well as axial accelerometers for trackpad assessments, and we'll be able to implement video tracks we'll be able to incorporate track maps onto our video systems.
That seems like a lot of product for the money. Now, you also mentioned the Autosport or Motorsport connectors on the back of that, and I understand that these are now universal, so basically they're across the board of your products compatible.
Yes, our new lineup is going to run the same harnesses and the same pinouts that they're technically identical. So if you have an MXL2 or an MXG system, you'll be able to unplug it and plug in another data acquisition system without having to rewire the car, without having to go through all those extra steps for upgrading.
Now, I'll just clear up that we did talk earlier, though, they're not backward compatible with your older MXL dashes. So if you've got one of those dashes, you want to upgrade to one of your brand new dashes, you will have to do some wiring there, correct?
Yes, this is all new technology for us. It's all very next gen material. So to do that, we needed a fresh template. We needed to start fresh, and that's how we can make everything unique. From going forward, we're trying to make it as easy as possible to get a new data logging system or just to replace the data logging system in your car.
Okay, so the MXG is your sort of top of the line dash logging product. Let's talk about the MXL2.
MXL2 is the same. I mean, from on a spreadsheet, you're going to look at both of these and say this is the same data logger. 4 analog inputs from the main harness, 2 digital speeds, and 2 cans. Then the auxiliary harness is going to have another 4 analog inputs, 2 digital speeds, and the user-defined CAN bus. So technically speaking, they're identical. The MXL employs a more road race LCD system, and it's got a 2-stage backlight, so it's a vibrant white, and then it also has a red backlight option. Now we tied the red backlight option into the alarm section, so if you wanted to switch over to a red backlight given a certain event, that's something that we can accommodate for, as well as text on alarms. So if you want to tell your driver to get off the track or turn on the fans, you can do that now without having to be on the radio with them. It'll be discussed on the data logger.
So in essence, very similar product in terms of its technical capability, slightly different form factor, and we don't get that cool full color LCD display. It's also a cheaper product though. Price point on that?
Price point on the MXL2 is going to be $19.99, and we're still going to include the GPS module with that system as well.
So it's pretty good value for money there. Now, you've also got an enclosed logger that has no display. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
The Evo 5 is a great system. If space is an issue, it's very small, it's very lightweight, it's everything that you'd want in a data logging system and nothing that you don't. Because we don't have to, we employ an SD card for memory requirements on that system. You're limited. The size is universal, and the size that is user-defined. If you want 120 gig SD card for your storage needs, it's something that you can get. It could be an 8 gig, it can be a 16 or a 32, and the size will not change. And that's how we can get the actual unit to be so small.
So again, this unit also uses the same connectivity as the dashes. So again, it's compatible, or you can upgrade it, etc., without having to rewire the whole car.
Yes, the dashes will be different for the Evo 5. What we'll do is just allow the end user to pick a dash that he thinks will work best in his situation, and the dash won't have any recording functionality. It will just simply display what the end user wants to see, which is a little bit different than our MXG systems. We don't need two brains. We just need one display, one data logging system, which is what the Evo 5 provides.
With the Evo 5 using the SD card for storage, do we lose the ability to do Wi-Fi downloads?
No, we have still included the Wi-Fi capabilities in the Evo 5 system, so you'll have an either-or option. And the same with our MXG. We still have the download cable option. Some people will not have Wi-Fi capabilities, or the laptop goes down and we don't have Wi-Fi any longer, so we'll still have the more archaic method of USB download solutions.
And price point on that Evo 5 product?
The Evo 5 product it's up in the air because the system itself is going to retail for about $1,300 for the Evo 5, but the dash options are going to be unique. We'll have a couple different dash options that will increase or decrease the price. If you want something that's very basic, just gives you lap times, and you're going to use the system for more of a data analysis, then we'll be able to accommodate. And then if you want a large display, maybe even a color display, something like the MXG system, we'll be able to do that as well. So as the displays increase, the price will increase.
Now these products, again, they're brand new. Are they available for the public just now?
As of right now, everything you see here is a 2014 release. So we don't have part numbers or price. We don't have part numbers or availability of any of this product. But from a release standpoint, we're looking at February release. So get on that newsletter, sign up, and as soon as they become available, you will know.
And if people out there do want to get on your newsletter, how would they do that?
aimsports.com, and you go to the support center, and one of the options is to sign up for our newsletter. Also, you could download any of our free software, and once installing it, the option is built into the software installer.
Hey, that's great, Robbie. Look, these are some cool products. We can't wait to see them hit the market. Thanks for having a chat to us.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
For online tuning courses, visit learntotune.com.